KDB. 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 KDB.
All I want for the holidays this year is some NBA action. This week, new customers can score 150 instantly in bonus bets for just betting $5. That's an instant dub just for you. There's a lot of games that's going to be on for the holidays, so y'all go over there, place your bets, make some money. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. New customers get 150 instantly in bonus bets for using code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Beats Planet.
Hey man, this is bull. Hey man, oh man.
We was having a nostalgic conversation, but you know, I was like the producer in your ear, like, all right, count 10 seconds. We got that.
Yo, look, audience, I love y'all to pieces, but I'd much rather talk to Sky.
Our conversation was mad fire, but I had, you know, as a producer, you're supposed to keep the talent, you know, on pace, and I'm just doing my job, brother.
I damn sure lose focus, Sky. You're right. We was talking about Beyblades, Pokemon, and drug paraphernalia. Don't ask how it all went together. And don't ask how all the shit
and old school wrestling toys.
And wrestling, Sky. Audience, don't ask how it all tied together, but it happened. All right, it happened. What's up, y'all? Love y'all to pieces. Me and Sky up here talking. I thought everything was cool. DraftKings was playing. Theme song was playing. I just wasn't ready. But it is all good. We here to break down the Lions today. Chat, this week has gone by incredibly fast. It's gone by so super fast. And you know, it's here. It's here. Somebody said they can hear Voch, but they can't see it.
They gotta be trolling. They might be behind a little bit.
It might just be your phone player. It's all good. But yeah, man, we are here to give y'all a regular Thursday. We didn't have a Monday and Tuesday. Scott, are you sure that they trolling? Because
I'm literally looking on my phone. I'm watching you on my phone. Here you go for the people behind. Let me. Where's my? Okay, there you go. Right there. There's Voch. So if y'all can't see,
y'all bullshit.
That's on y'all. All right.
y'all lie too much.
They try to get us, but I ain't with it.
All right, man. But anyway, we here to break down the Lions. Sky, really? I don't even think this is going to be a long conversation about the Lions. It's really personnel for me. it's really personnel for me and who those guys are. Let me hit this button. Hold on, Sadiq done drop 50 in the super chat. Let's just show a little love before we.
Oh, Voch, they're doing a camouflage joke because.
So Sky, my whole life, this was just camo. This is just what it was. I didn't know that people called this an invisible suit. What? I didn't know that they call it this. Landon was
they call it that?
They call it that, Sky. Landon, the one that does the TikToks and Twitters and all that, shouts out to him.
Yeah, he was like, "What are you, Landon? What are you, bro?" Anyway,
he's our Cowboys social media video.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Long title. And he was like, "Yeah, Voch hopped on here spitting straight facts about Dak Prescott in an invisible suit." And I was like, "What?" But it's camo, so it's an invisible suit. I'm just from Mississippi, Scott. I didn't know they called it that. I didn't know they called it, but it is what it is, my guy. But what was I saying? Sadiqa showed some love. She dropped 50 in the super chat. She says, "Voch, here to support you all. Here for support, and you all here for support. And you all bring to and everything that you all bring to us. Put everything. There we go.
I just know what type of show is going to be today.
Oh, Scott, we're gonna be going till 6 lies. Everything that you all bring us, keep it coming. You and Scott, thank you so much, Sadiq. We love to have you. Appreciate you so much. We going to
my bad. I just feel bad I didn't get the joke. If it was a John Cena joke, I would have got it.
I ain't getting it. Don't worry about it. But we're gonna break down the lines today. Like I said, I ain't got too much to say about their scheme. I think the personnel is a lot more important in this game. You know, they're going to run cover one and they're not going to get out of it. They're going to run the football. They're going to play action. They're going to hit Sun God and Laporta. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to run. At first, it was Montgomery getting more carries than Gibbs, but now we just happen to be at the end of the season once they found their groove, and now Gibbs is the guy, Scott. You know what I'm saying? So we just going to have to run with that, man. We just going to talk about personnel today because I think that's what's most important, okay? Scott, you want to go ahead and show them the you know what I mean? Because people think that we be just out here. Hold on. Oh, it's
you want to do it?
Hell, Scott. See, people think we just be out here playing, Scott. People think we just be out here BSing when we be. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't troll anybody. We don't make fun of anybody. We simply say what we see. We simply say what we see. Go ahead, Scott.
So, for those who are wondering what the hell we be talking about with Clarence Hill. This is exactly what we talk about.
All right, Clarence. Good morning.
How you doing? Can we get a fine?
Fine for what? Yeah, he should be fine. I'll tell you, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm done getting fined. Okay. So.
Clarence Hill, before we start telling you, right after the game, you talked about.
Chad.
What'd you say, not Chuck?
We don't be playing.
I'm telling you, that's what he do.
We don't be BS in chat. So we just had to show y'all that. And look, you can't miss shows. So we're gonna show y'all that, but of course there's gonna be a clip floating around on social media that's gonna be doctored up and pretty and cute. But boy, the facts is the facts, guy. The facts is the facts. Clarence Hill screams a laugh, smacks his knee, looks at his friends, sheds a tear, and right after that he goes, Clarence Hill forward. And then he gets in this question because he got asked one. Oh man, it don't get no better than that. Oh, okay. So I got to hit this button because we're on the wrong bank. I got to cut my volume up. I apologize. Here we go.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
Barty.
Hey, Barty.
VOCHLONBARD. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business, Master William Skywalker Steele. Still, sir.
Salute.
Appreciate you, sir. Thanks for having me. Thanks for
having me, man. Voch, this is a Friday show.
It's gonna be a rough show. It's gonna be a long show.
We was back there cutting up, so I already know, man.
Chat,
I look forward to this show, bro.
Somehow, this super chat that got sent in earlier was so big. Sadiqa sent $50. It was so big that it broke the phone, Sky.
Sadiqa. So she sent that to help us pay for it.
She sent the 50 to pay the phone bill for real. But it something happened with the phone. and the enzymes collaborated and created a reaction. And now we can't get the phones going. We tried to get them, but the super chat was so big it caused a shock wave in the quadridulators, and we just couldn't get it done. So we're just gonna do our best. We're gonna deliver the content. Me and Will still gonna be talking. I'm calling Will Steele on the phone. All right, I'm calling him on the phone, and we're just gonna boogie like that. Sorry, Chad. We tried, man.
So you saying you're phoning a friend?
My bad.
Okay, we quit.
Oh, I ain't quit. This is been one of the ones, guys. All right, let's get busy. Let's do this. The Cowboys play the Detroit Lions, and me and Scott can leave on that line right now. Y'all know what type of game this is. Had a conversation with a gentleman. Shouts out to Dose of Dion. He's a Lions content creator.
Shouts out to him.
He wasn't on this show. We did the show on Bleacher Report. You know, because rent due and Christmas was around the time. You know, shouts out to my guy Dion, and you know he was giving his breakdown on the Lions and all that. And of course, I was going to give my breakdowns also, because that's what I do. And he was alluding to the idea that the Lions might be a little more motivated because they playing for something. I think the Cowboys playing for something too. But he's a Lions fan, so he's speaking from a Lions perspective. And I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm going to speak it from ours. Scott, let me tell you something. Tyrod Taylor made it real uncomfortable for the Eagles the other day, sir.
He did.
I think Kyler Murray can make it real uncomfortable for the Eagles. I don't think these next two games is gimmies, you know. I don't think the 49ers are necessarily phony, but Trent Williams has a hurt groin. Aaron Banks is also on the injury report. That ain't me looking too deep into the 49ers, but I just want to know if Brock Purdy is going to look a little different over his next two games. One of those games is the Rams, who always play them tough. When we talk about playing against the 49ers, you got to score. The Rams have been scoring. The Rams are one of those hot teams, and they're going to be a team that's playing for something. Maybe we get a tough game there, Scott. All I'm saying is this ain't a game for the Cowboys to just lay down. We got a call from our guy Zeke yesterday, not Ezekiel Elliott. We don't know him. That motherfucker calling the Patriots podcast now. He ain't fooling with us, but our caller Zeke, right? He called yesterday and said, "Well, Voch, maybe we should lose these last two games, make the playoffs, and try to get the 18th overall pick or something. Maybe we get a top 10 pick or something." But no, that ain't how it works. These last two games mean something to you. And it's crazy. The last 3 years we've been like outside looking in on the bye week or whatever, but we have been technically contending for the first round bye, and I think that's kind of cool, you know. Mm-hmm. But the Cowboys better come out here competitive, and they better come out here and play. Scott, I was just saying something in my Patreon a little bit ago when I was on the Patreon watching the offensive line, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I want the Cowboys to match the intensity of a lot of these teams. You know, nobody liked the Cowboys. Fusty King made a tweet the other day. He said he was talking to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons responded. He was like, Micah, these people ain't your friends for real. And Micah tried to come out and be like, yeah, man, it's all war. These ain't my friends for real. But y'all know Micah love these people. Micah got Eagle. He got all type of Philly personnel, Philly paraphernalia in his closet. And he's friends with all these guys. Whatever. But when these people play the Cowboys, Scott, they kick it up a notch. Mm-hmm. Van Ginkel ain't been shit all year.
Hey.
All right, my fault. But he made the Pro Bowl versus us, though, Scott. You know what I'm talking about?
He must rather did. You're right.
George Kittle coming there with his F Cowboys shirt, man. Teams just play with a different level of energy when it comes to the Cowboys, except the Eagles. We just beat the shit out of them.
Can I give a thought on that?
Please.
I think they play that way and they gear up that way because of the brand of Dallas, not because of the players.
Not because we whoop ass. No.
You know, well, not because they have beef with the players or they don't have animosity. They all like each other in this league. But I think we are the Yankees, we're the Lakers, we're the villains, even though we don't move that way. We should, but we. So yeah, does that make sense? Like I feel like they get geared up to we're gonna beat the brand, America's team, Dallas. We're gonna beat Micah.
which is why we should look at ourselves as the villain
I
and just
agree.
say, F it, let's just be the villain. Let's just be the bad guy.
Yeah.
We don't play the Dolphins a bunch. We don't play them enough for them to not like us.
They in there playing We Them Boys in
They
the
playing
locker
We Them Boys after the game. I'm like, this was one of them games I didn't know. We don't play the Bills every year.
Yeah.
But they was kind of in they talking they little shit. George Kittle with the shirt. I get George Kittle. I get an Eagle fan, maybe, you know. But y'all playing Josh Dobbs tweeting about us and shit. So Sky, I feel like every team is gonna come with a level of intensity. Why do I say this, Voch? Because just going back and watching the film, I don't think we're allowed the luxury to take plays off. Because Andrew Van Ginkel is not. You know what I'm saying? The one tech that played for the Dolphins is not. All these other characters, they're not taking plays off. They're running plays down from the other side of the film, Sky, to come and make a play on you. So if you Jalen Tobin and you cracking somebody, you can't half crack somebody. If you're Terrence Steele on the backside, you can't have just put your hand out. If you Chuma Adoga, you can't have lazy fat boy feet. I was just watching in Patreon, Sky, Chuma Adoga, some players will have lazy fat boy feet, and 3 plays later he'll have some expert feet. Like, where these feet come from?
It's some ninja hands.
And some Sky. We're not allowed to take to take plays off because teams take their play up to another notch when they play against us. Sky, this is a long-winded way for me to say, for one, the Lions don't need to take a step up in they play because they already play like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the motherfuckers finna take another step, Sky, because they playing the Cowboys.
Yeah,
So, man,
they have an underdog mentality, right?
Yep.
Where it's funny because when you think about us, we should have that underdog us against the world mentality because we ain't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Should.
You know, but because of Dallas, they make no mistake about it. Even former Cowboys have said it. You get caught up in the I'm a Cowboy, right? The good that comes with Dallas. You are propped up on social media and across national media when things are good, and when things are bad, the spotlight is still there. It's just not a good spotlight. So, culture, man. I know Mike is football culture guy, and all he can control is football culture, and I think he does that. But it's the outside of football, or do you still have that type of culture? Does it carry over? And I don't know.
I think this should be a part of the messaging, Sky. It should be part of the messaging. These dudes don't mess with us, and they coming out here to make a statement, and they coming out here to embarrass you. Really, every team that you play, you have to play them as if you know they're coming to embarrass you, because they want to catch a body on the Cowboys. That's what they want. They know they're gonna be on TV. I used to tell this story, Sky, about me as an offensive lineman in high school. I used to get in the newspaper all the time because I used to love running screens because I would make plays down the field. I would work a little harder to get into the newspaper. In my mind, that's the equivalent to another team playing the Cowboys. If I sack Dak Prescott, it's going to get played a bunch. If I pick Dak Prescott off, boy, wait till they start talking bad and they play the Dak bad plays reel.
I'm in there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get to be a part of this thing if I, contribute to whooping up on the Cowboys. And then you take that, Sky, even all that adversity, and you mount that with these dudes are actually talented.
Yeah, they're good, yeah.
Tough day, Sky. We got a tough day coming. I'm offensive line guy, so I watched the Lions offensive line start making a checklist of types of offensive linemen I want. I go, boy, I want my center to do shit like this. Boy, I want my right tackle to do shit just like that. Hey, look, I love Terrence Steele. I like Terrence Steele.
I'm about to say,
right?
yeah.
I'm cool. Okay, Terrence Steele played for the Cowboys, right? But Panay Sewell, he'd be going crazy over there. Scott, he be comboing with what's my man, Glasgow? He'd be over there comboing with them, boy. And I'd be like, man, they gonna move Neville if he ain't, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't doing that thing that he do, If Sam Williams over there not coming off the ball 100%, man, Panay not playing that. He's not.
He plays with attitude, man.
Them dude, all of them, like it's hard to play find a squirrel with this group. If you have to, it's the guards. Technically, if you have to,
they're not no slouches though.
And that's me air quoting that. I'm just telling you, don't go over there fooling with Sewell and them. Don't fool with Frank. That's all I'm saying. Don't fool with them. Go over there and mess with Jonah or something. But if you just take this level of physicality, and depend on the running back is how they do it also too, because it's, they push you around, then you got to tackle Montgomery. They push you around, then you got to go chase Gibbs. Then they play action because you go, all right, they about to run the ball and push me around. Then you end up not getting good pass rush. They throw the ball right over the top of you, or they hit Sun God in the slot. It's gonna be tough to deal with these dudes, guy. The one thing I would say that's kind of if you were to look at their roster and think how they get down, the one thing that's kind of saving you is Jameson Williams really ain't figured out how to really fully be that dude that we think he was going to be coming out of. You know what I'm saying?
They're starting to get him going a little bit now. He got his most targets in a 2-game span these last 2 weeks than in any point in time in the season. So they're starting to. He still ain't hit it yet though.
He ain't there yet. But when he turned into that dude with Sun God with the run game, boy, it's gonna be some trouble.
They run it, bro. You're spot on here. They've only had 2 games. They have not rushed for over 100 yards. And obviously one of those games when they got routed against Baltimore, and that's I think the best defense in football right now. And then Tampa does defend the run well. Mistake on that yesterday. They do defend the run well. They don't defend the pass, is what I meant to say.
Sure.
But other than that, man, I mean, they can run the ball, and Dallas, that's not their strength. The only hope I shouldn't say hope, but silver lining here. Last week they ran up against a team that ran the ball well, and it was a respectable game until the end. So if they can repeat that effort, I think then now it turns to, can Jared Goff, and when he hits that back foot, is he comfortable? Because if you make him uncomfortable, that's when the game kind of tilts to your favor.
It's gonna have to come down to Jared Goff. They don't have little receivers. You know what I'm saying? They all got, they got, swollen tall dudes. Pause if necessary, or whatever. Hey, this ain't a game where they're gonna run past you necessarily.
Right.
But
possession type guys, except for Jameson, sure. But they haven't used him in that way.
They ain't used him in that way yet. But Jordan Lewis, and look, let me just give credit to Jordan Lewis because I ain't really said his name in a great way in a couple of weeks. Jordan Lewis has had a really good couple of weeks.
He was fantastic last week, man.
Fantastic last week, especially tackling. We ain't got to talk about that right now, but one day we're going to talk about corners and tackling and how good Bland and Jordan Lewis are as tackling corners, and hoping Diggs can catch up with that kind of stuff, and we can have a real good tackling corner unit. One day we'll talk about that. But just as of now, dealing with these dudes, contested catches, you'll have to run through the football this week. You're going to have to deal with them dudes blocking you this week. You're going to have to deal with those big bodies possibly jumping over you this week. If Jordan Lewis is going to be full-time slot, that's where Sun God like to be. You know what I mean?
Big matchup there.
Big matchup right there. We're going to have to deal with that.
He did good against him last year, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the game. Jordan Lewis and Diggs played the best 2 games as the DBs. And unfortunately, that's the game he got the interception and then got hurt. Yeah. So Jordan Lewis, I'd argue, as a defense, for defensive back wise, he might be your most important defensive back in this game, because I love how you call him Sun God, because that's obviously what it means. But when he's in the slot, Amon-Ra St. Brown, which he does almost 56% of the time, he's going to be lined up against J. Lou. And that's quickness on quickness. And J. Lou got to bring his A game in this one, because he's a possession receiver. So they're going to target him probably 9 to 10 times. And he might not average 15 yards a pop, but 8, 9, 10 yards, that's moving the chains. So big matchup for J. Lou.
I think Gilly's going to be fine this game. Deron Bland has quietly been fine since DK Metcalf picked on him. Quietly. Right. He's been fine too.
Barely throwing that man's way.
Yeah, right, correct. I mean, the Bills ain't, nobody got thrown nobody's way. But besides that, though, he's been doing fine. So when you say the matchup is Jordan Lewis and Sun God, you damn right. Because I feel good about my outside corners. And this matchup in particular, like this ain't last week's group. You know what I mean? You give a 10-yard cushion, they still run past you. This ain't that group. But they are a bigger body group. But I do feel good about my guys versus those kind of guys. So it's Jordan Lewis versus Sun God versus parentheses versus this pass rush. And if you can get to Jared Goff, good things can happen to you. But this offensive line don't play like that. This offensive line don't play games like that. Like Scott, tell me if I'm wrong. Are they a better run blocking unit than they are a pass blocking unit? Or it's about even?
I would argue they're just as good both.
Yeah.
I'd argue, and look, take that as a good thing because Dallas ran up against the same offensive line last year, if I'm not mistaken, and sacked Goff 5 times. Micah had 8, or they had 8 pressures. Micah had 5 of them. So I mean, a different team, right? They swapped out Hockenson for Laporta, swapped out Jamal Williams for the two.
Deuce Staley got swapped out.
Deuce Staley, he's not there no more. Wait, what?
Huh? Wasn't he calling plays on offense?
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute, he ain't play. But yeah. The running backs are different, but the offensive lines will get it. So if we can make them one dimensional, I do think it'll be strength on strength. But I haven't seen an offensive line just strictly neutralize us getting pressure. A quarterback might neutralize, like, hey, you didn't sack Geno Smith. Yeah, but we pressured the shit out of him like 50% of the time. I don't know if Goff is able to move off his spot. I don't know. I do know. Move off his spot that way. But if he gets back there 1, 2, 3 plants, hitch, and it's Laporta, 1, 2, 3 plants, and it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah, they can move the ball down the field if you don't pressure them.
And you just said it though, Scott. Like I did all this talking about that offensive line. We talked about 3 receivers and 2 running backs, all for this goddamn Sam Laporta, boy. Just to be fantastic, man. Just what a guy. And then look, Scott, this the wild thing about Laporta. Like year 1 tight ends usually don't even get busy like that.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
They purposely getting him busy.
They get him involved.
Yeah,
they get him involved, Scott. And he's such an athlete. He's such a catcher of the football. He don't do all that, nonsense like Peyton Hendershot and them be doing. And he's a yak guy if you don't tackle him neither. So get him down and we'll be fine. I think they purposely get him involved. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely in that red zone.
Especially in the red zone. Especially in the red zone. So, Scott, I think so the trenches is going to be a fight. I think our DBs versus their receivers match up well.
Yeah.
We'll see what the whole tight end situation is going to be like.
I don't like curse on him. I don't
like curse on nobody no more.
Give me Wanye. I feel a lot better about that matchup if they decided, because they didn't really go after him last week. He only had 3 receptions for 18 yards, and 3 weeks ago, 2 receptions for 23 yards. But he had a 3 touchdown day against Denver, so that's what he's capable of, Yeah. And I just don't like curse there, man. I would love if it was Wanye as the guy, or Bell. But I noticed what teams are doing with Bell is they're doing this play action type stuff and using the tight end to run behind line of scrimmage and get a head start, and Bell's struggling with that.
What about Micah Parsons, guy? What about him?
I mean, what we getting at? Because look, yes, I love to put Mike at linebacker to stop the run.
I just asked you a question, Scott.
but if it's past situations, I want Mike coming forward.
Yeah. I agree. You was talking about this earlier on your show. I was tapped in for a little bit, and I actually did a whole I want Micah Parsons to play linebacker film session. Did you get a chance to watch this guy?
I have not got around to it yet. No.
Don't worry about it, Scott. Let me pull this one play up.
The Miami play or the Miami game?
Miami game, yes, sir. I actually wrote down the timestamps where Micah played Mike linebacker. Well,
he looks so good.
And it was only 5 plays, Scott. But I was watching the film, right? And this is the play that made me say, all right, something's got to change as far as Micah and linebacking go. And I'll tell you why, Scott. Let me do this. Let me change the color because I like this color. All right. Micah Parsons is here. J-Ron Curse is right there. If I want Micah to be J-Ron on this play, right? I want Micah to be J-Ron. And then I want whoever Mike is to be somebody else. Let me just run this play, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about it, Scott. The one thing that you can do with Micah Parsons when he's at end is you can find a way to get him out of the play. I don't never want there to be a time where my best player could be out of the play, right? A long time ago, I had a coach tell me, if you can't block somebody, you can always just read them. Okay, well, I want them to like read Dante Fowler or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to take my best guy out of the play. And then on top of that, this dude right here that just get to run around, I want that to be the fastest dude on my team. Look, man. We'll never get the curse interview.
Curse interview, yeah.
We'll never. I mean, but he gonna be in Cleveland or something next year. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be somewhere else. But look, Sky, I don't look at him moving, Sky. Micah don't move like that.
No, there's a play where if you watch like how 14, 33, and 1, quote unquote, come downhill, and then watch how Micah does it. It is night and day, bro.
Let's see, 22. Sky, I wrote them down. 2210.
This might 20. I wrote one down to 2240, but it's more like probably 20, like you said, 2210. But you got to do this view. So yes, this is the one. Look, first of all, look how menacing that is. Remember back in the day, Voch?
Yeah.
You look over, you see Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These type of guys. You look over and you see J-Ron Curse. You ain't scared. Look at this shit.
Look at this shit. Sky,
come on,
hold
bro.
Up. Sky, hold on. In case they didn't know, this is two people.
It's two people.
And Micah said, Micah did that. But Scott,
look how aggressive it is.
Scott, this was part of my thing too, though, Scott. Right? Like Micah, he's used to dabbling with these fat kids anyway.
Right.
So if you in a situation, let's just say 290 Mozzie. So let's just say 290 Mozzie doesn't. I'm sorry. Let's just say 290 Mozzie doesn't get the double team right, or maybe like Osa doesn't get the double team right. It's fine because Micah do this shit versus fat kids, Scott. He do this shit and he gets that. Now, Scott, I'm not telling nobody to take Micah to not make him pass rush no more. I'm not saying that, but I will sacrifice a handful of pass rush attempts to be Teflon in the run game. I'll sacrifice that.
Oh, this is the one hand one right here.
Because at the end of the day, all he gonna do is get sacks anyway, Scott. At the end of the game. Look at this shit, Scott. Look at this. Look at this.
One
Scott. First of all, that's Mostert, and he's fast. First of all, I just had to say that first. But then Micah shedding Eichenberg because he ain't fast enough, dipping behind the left guard, getting free, then still getting flat.
Look at that flat, bro. And people really look at this and say, he doesn't have any value there.
is 8 points lower than his. I ain't trying to hit that shit.
There's nobody in the league that can do what Micah Parsons does, and limiting him to pigeonholing him to one spot is not it. He doesn't even want to be pigeonholed. He's going to go and do what the coaches say do, but that's a whole nother discussion if we really want to get into it. But pigeonholing this dude, what you just saw, is silly.
Chat, I hate to do this, but let's play what if this was Damone Clark, okay? Let's just say
we ain't got to play. Look, we can just run another play.
Yo, Scott, we're not getting that interview neither, but he definitely going to be in Kansas City. Listen, Scott, okay, let's play if this was Damone Clark, right? Do y'all think Damone Clark makes this play versus Raheem Mostert? Do y'all think that? Probably not. He get blocked or something. Actually, Damone Clark will actually run out the way and get blocked by somebody back here or something. That's what Damone Clark do. Okay, cool. Let's move forward a little bit. Okay, Micah Parsons behind Mostert. Does Damone Clark make this play? Let's just say he does get free from Eichenberg. Does he make this play? I don't think so. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. And then he gets flat, Scott. Wait, pardon me. I got the wrong tool up. Then he gets this flatness. Scott's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And look, you can still.
And how do you see that, right? Earlier in the game, and then on the last drive from Miami, you realize these boys are about to run. He's on the edge.
Put him back in real quick. Put him back in. Look, you can still pass rush him. This wasn't a sack, but this was a big ass pressure. And every time Tua got pressure, he hit Pam Olive on the sideline. every time Christina Pink.
If you go look at, I think after the 22-40 mark, or after the that run linebacker run, the very next play he played defensive end, and he created a pressure and he threw the ball. So after this play, after this one,
okay,
the very next play he's playing defensive end, and watch the pressure that he gets from the left side. He pushes 70 into his lap, and Tua cannot step all the way into the throw, and it's an errant throw because he just scared of Micah. Look at it. He has to get rid. I'm getting rid of that shit fast.
You have to find him.
That's the very next play. Why can't you do that more often?
And hold on, what's the down and distance on this? It was like what?
3rd and 3.
4th and 5.
3rd and 5. I'm sorry, 3rd and 5. Then
4th and 5.
Well, that they usually show the. They
okay, so I got something. Okay, they okay. The next one. Okay, cool. Hey, 3rd and 5. Put him down here on rundowns. Put him at Mike and leave him at Mike and let him run around and be a part of everything. Passing downs, you can put him at the end all you want. Put him at the end all you want. And I might as well show this last one, which is a
you can go ahead. And I'll say this: it doesn't have to be as black as white as run down, pass down, right? Like that's you can. I think you can feel the game. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like if it's a team that's throwing a lot on first down, you do this with Mike or you put him at end. If it's a team who's being traditional, you put him at line. Like you can feel the game out. Just don't pigeonhole.
Scott, one thing you own to something. I ain't never think about it. When Micah's at D end, right? Maybe
I ain't seen him lose in the middle, bro.
Look, one more thing though, Scott. Maybe if he's at end, maybe like 2 people see him. You know what I mean? But when he had linebacker, all these people looking at Micah Parsons. All these people just got to look at you. And we can't even get a flag on this, but
come on, bro. Like that, and that might look like whatever. You know, they're on the 40, stop them, but that's back up 10 yards.
Yeah.
Or if they don't hold, that's a sack or a tip ball, maybe a fumble.
That's definitely a sack. This is a sack. But hey, that one extra Tua even pumps the football right here.
Yeah, he gets a pat. Yeah.
Come on, man. I think it would be in bad taste and in everybody's worst interest if Dan Quinn doesn't consider. Like I said, Scott, you ain't got to put him at Mike every play, but I counted him. It was at Mike 5 plays, and 1 play was another little holding situation. 5 total plays, Scott. Is that fully utilizing Micah Parsons? If I had to guess, Micah Parsons would be mad at Dan Quinn if I had to just assume. Micah.
I ain't starting no mess.
Micah probably feel like he can do more, and they just won't let him do more, Scott. But hey, if there's a game where you want Micah to do a little bit more and to be all over the place, and especially with this damn Gibbs kid, right? Especially with this kid Gibbs, right? If Gibbs hit the outside, dog, J. Ron not chasing him down. J. Ron chasing Jahmyr Gibbs might be the look. Scott, we Cowboy fans and we want the Cowboys to win, but J. Ron Curse chasing Jahmyr Gibbs might be the funniest shit I've seen.
He put. I don't know whose son that was against the Vikings.
A fast 4-3 running good hip ass corner.
Goodness. Yeah.
We ain't never getting that J. Ron interview, but boy, he gonna be a Saint next year, so it don't matter. But boy,
he gonna go on Twitter, don't it?
But how many touchdowns I give up, it don't matter. It don't matter. Maybe I ain't gonna say that enough. But the defense, though, Scott. Yeah. I know that they do the cover one thing, but do you think?
Oh, the Lions defense. Okay.
Lions defense. They do cover one, but do you think they're gonna and they're not gonna do this? But we just making conversation. Do you think they're gonna see success from the Bills and the Dolphins game and maybe attempt to change things up a little bit to mess with that? You think so?
Yeah, they technically do some things on obvious passing downs, like not necessarily like that, but the disguising coverages and playing a bit more too high shell. Like if you go look at just passing downs, they do play too high 73% of the time. Mm-hmm. So, but most teams do, right? Like if you get an obvious passing situation, most teams are going to put 2 safeties back there. But the reason why they're so good against the run is because they load the box, the fourth most in the league. So they're putting that extra defender down there, which is why you see them have such a high, cover one rate. But they struggle with the play action, bro. And if Dallas, one thing I'm learning about Dallas is if they find success running the ball of efficiency, they'll run it more than obviously when they're down or they feel like they can't run it no more because they got to score or whatever, right? So at the crib, you do have to put that ball or make it look like you're putting that ball, as a play action is what I'm getting at, and use it because these dudes are so aggressive. Even if you don't run it 25 times, just 15 times. And if you run play action outside of that, these are some aggressive backers, bro. You can take advantage of them. So they'll mix it up, but I don't think they can have success like the Bills in Miami, Voch. I don't think they have the personnel to do that.
No. Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Malcolm Rodriguez. He's one of the guys that they showed on Hard Knocks, and that when he first came out of the draft process, he was like a day 3 guy. That's something else that me and Will still was talking about backstage. Like this team is filled with like their draft picks, like all their draft dudes or whatever.
Homegrown.
They're homegrown, man. But those linebackers diagnose really well, and they get their ass downhill. They make plays, man. Sky, you want to talk about me making a list of shit I want my linebackers to do?
That's what I say.
I want to diagnose and downhill running back so out of a linebacker. I want a Sean Hill. I can't talk. A downhill Sean Lee diagnosing ass linebacker so bad, Sky.
Yeah, you want a down Lee Sean Hill linebacker?
Down Sean Hill Lee, and they got him, Sky.
All 3 of them, bro. Like it's like they on a string.
They connected to each other and they see it at the same time. Maybe they all see it and they like communicate real good. They be like, counter? Yeah, counter. And at the same, they all just counter.
Mine. They all just go.
Screen, draw, and they be on this guy. Now,
it's coaching?
It's got to be coaching. It's got to be because you know what? Jack Campbell wasn't always like that.
Right.
Jack Campbell in Iowa wasn't always like that. He was a little big side to side with his. Go ahead.
He was diagnosing, but he wasn't. I'm flying downhill. Yeah.
He just got that. Somebody looked at him and said, "You way too big to not be doing this, to not be doing it like this." And his ass get downhill now. Anzalone, I remember him playing with the Saints. He's an all over the place guy.
Anzalone is a linebacker version of Van Ginkel. So don't F around and find out with this try hard, run around with your hair on fire, dudes. Don't play around.
It's always the white guys, man.
I mean, think about it. How many brothers do we say, "Oh, that's a try hard"?
He run fast. Hey, yo, look. He don't see it, and he got problems with mental process, but he's so fast he get there. Boy, I can't wait to the draft process, and I look at Brian Broad and say, "Yo, Brian, he don't see it, but he get there fast." Then I can't wait to break down the Josie Jules and the Scooby Wrights.
The Scooby Wrights. Wow.
What y'all know about Scooby Wright?
Scooby Wright.
I don't know about Scooby Wright. Yo, I see it. I just can't get over that fast enough. Boy, it's something about them linebackers when they can see it and they get that fast. It's something about them.
I'll take a high IQ over run a 4.3 all day because on the field, a lot of the times your 4.3 don't matter. What is your mental processing speed like? You can be 4.3 speed, but your mental processing is 4.7.
And meanwhile, we putting safeties at linebacker. So they already behind the 8 ball. Hey man, draft time. Find me one of them dudes, man. Just find me one, please. I beg of you. Just find me one. But yeah, man, I don't. So when it comes to this team and their D line and their pressure guys, whatever, it's either Hutchinson didn't went crazy, or it's like a blitz didn't got to you.
Yeah, they do some decent blitzes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Bugs ain't gonna whoop you by himself. Benito Jones ain't gonna whoop you by himself. Kaminsky not gonna whoop you by himself. Levi Onwuzurike used to play for Washington. He's not gonna whoop you by himself.
Didn't how you say his name? Romeo Okwara?
that plays at Washington now, wide receiver.
No. The defensive end they got. I felt like he played with Houston.
Levi Onwuzurike.
No, not Onwuzurike. They got an Okoro dude.
Romeo Okoro?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I thought somebody else who played for Houston then. But anyway, he can
Julian Okoro too.
Okay,
Julian on
maybe that was a different Okoro. Okay.
They cousins. I don't know if they cousins. I don't know. They might not be good, but go ahead.
No, I was just adding to the list of some of the other okay guys they have up front. It's really Aiden Hutchinson and
So when you say okay, you mean like okay like Okoro and Okoro, or like okay like all right.
What'd you say now, Chuck?
Stupid.
That was a good time, Scott.
What happened? Is Aleem McNeil hurt?
Aleem is hurt. We catch a break.
Wow, we caught a break, bro.
We catch a break. Aleem McNeil is injured. He's on injured reserve.
Balling.
He's on IR. He was kicking everybody ass. He was pairing together Big and now on Peanut Butter Big.
I wanted him to coming out.
But then the fast caught up, right?
Yeah, so we should be look, I know we can talk about what happened with Mozzie and the weight, but he's another example of give it time with some of these dudes and look like he's definitely morphed into a really damn good defensive tackle.
Because year one he wasn't the guy. But it's just something about that. Like year 3, them dudes really turn into gangsters. Them like D linemen. It take a year to get your body right. It take another year for you to figure out how to use it for real. You know what I'm saying? In correlation to the other big bodies surrounding you. And then year 3, you just come out, tan it up. But we caught a huge break.
Yeah, we caught
Aleem McNeil. He's out. Actually, Scott, somebody else that we caught a huge break with, Matt Forniak. Matt Forniak is a Detroit Lions, Scott.
Wait. Is he playing? That's a break for us. If
he's on a practice squad. He ain't even active, but he exists over there, Scott. Forniak is gonna be giving all the secrets to the here we go. You know how I go. But I mean, Sutton, Dorsey, I saw.
Remember last year they had the Ohio State kid that got traded. He was just absolutely whooping ass in the run game.
Jeff Okudah.
I wanted Okudah though.
So we was just talking about this in Patreon, Scott. The non-accounted for extra run game box guy
gives us trouble
every time.
Yeah,
like and chat. What I mean by that, offensive line will come to the line. It's only 5 of us meaning offensive line. We'll count our guys. All right, cool. We'll count the guy that the running back is supposed to make miss, and we'll account for maybe a dude that we got to read backside. And you'll just see Jeff Okudah at the top of the screen, minding his business, nowhere near us. And then he'll walk down and he'll get a free run because nobody's blocking him. And Jeff Okudah racked up 11 tackles on us last year doing that?
Yes, something similar. We struggled with it in Miami with that last second guy. It wasn't and I don't mean to go back, but
please.
Usually people will think of coverage struggles, right? Dak Prescott struggled with the late shift, and that really wasn't the issue. The issue was struggling with the late guy blitzing or entering the box. Our offensive line just never really quite was able to pick it up. So I think it was Dan Campbell who said, "Hey man, this quarterback is smart. He sees it pre-snap, post-snap. He sees it all." And I'm telling you, go watch that film. You'll understand how he got out of a lot of trouble. So I don't know if they're going to play that game, Voch, of trying to mess around with him. Yeah. Unless it's with the DB, and that's what I noticed Aaron Glenn
Brian
does.
Branches to do that. Do that.
Or Melifonwu. They'll blitz him.
What's his name?
Melifonwu. Did I get it right? Did I do it?
Melifonwu. Go ahead.
I got close enough, man.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Melifonwu my food. Melifollow you.
What'd you say, Chuck? What'd you say, Chuck? You said a mailman follow you. What'd you say?
Now, don't ask me how to pronounce his first name.
I got you, sir. Obi.
Nah, that's the brother.
Okay, this is brother. Ifeatu. Go ahead.
That's how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Ifeatu. Ifeatu. Yep, Ifeatu.
Okay.
Ifeatu. Yep.
I fed you at the Melafon.
I fed you. I fed you, man. Follow you.
That motherfucker will blitz though.
Oh man, you know what they say about homeless people? You fed that man, he'll follow you. What you say?
Clarence Hill 4-star Telegram. So speaking of their defensive backs.
I think we can throw the ball all over these characters, man.
100%.
I think we could throw the ball all over these characters. This ain't like the DBs you done ran into the last. Well, I mean the system's different, but they don't have a standout guy that you feel like you wouldn't be able to deal with these dudes. You know what I mean?
Hey, I would love for this game to be Jake Ferguson. We just talked about the linebackers. Them dudes can't cover Jake.
No.
Like
because they're
stop.
They don't run fast.
Sean Lee was a cover backer, bro.
Well, Sean Lee was different, man. Sean Lee's special, but these guys,
Fair
these
enough.
guys different.
When we gonna get that game from the coach though, Voch? Hey, this is the game plan Jake Ferguson game.
If it's a game to do it, now's the game. If there's a game for Jake Ferguson and deep ball Brandon Cooks to show back up, this is the one. It's the one, Sky.
Mm-hmm.
But Sky, you know how that go, man. But then again, we at home. We might get that. We at home. We might.
Here we go is going to be there, and I keep bringing it up.
Go ahead.
Play action, motion. You do that against this defense, man. A lot of opportunity. That's why I think I think Ferg can have a huge game if he's actually in. I'm not saying he's not in the game plan, but you know what I mean. Like if he's, hey, we're actually. This play is designed for him. We're going to scheme this to Ferg. I think Ferg can get busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like let him run past. It'll be Anzalone. It'll be him. Yeah. Run right past him. Like these seams, CD in the slant. Like you run the push motion and bump everything over one time. Anzalone on CD make they back hurt. And you just get to do what you want. You get to control the middle of the field, and they play cover ones. You can control everything on the field, really, outside, over the top, down under. You can really do what you want. We don't run the ball no way. I don't expect that.
Nah,
run the ball. We're gonna run the ball, bro. I mean, we might run to keep them honest or to like play action or something like that. But
they should definitely do that play action, Voch. Watching that Minnesota film was eye-opening. Like, man, y'all
they're gonna make a lot of room in the middle of the field behind them.
Yeah, like when are y'all gonna stop biting on the play? They didn't. They just never stopped all the way into the fourth quarter when they were up 9, and obviously they weren't having to honor it as much. But if the game was in with any type of distance, play action hurts them because they have. I'm guessing they're taught to be aggressive at that second level.
Yeah. Kirby Joseph played safety for them. Ricky out of Illinois. I remember him, but we can kick his ass too, though. We can kick his ass too, though. You know what I mean? It just if anything, I said this yesterday. This could feel like a Seattle type game. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have like a DK running type guy. You know what I mean? Like a 4-3.
Yeah, their strength is running. So if they're going to score, they're going to move, they're going to play action you, they're going to run on you. But they could put up. We've seen them be able to put up points, but. I just think, I'm not saying Geno's better, but I think Geno played better in that game than we'll see probably any quarterback the rest of the way play, including Josh and Tua.
Geno matches up well with DK versus our guys in that. Like getting DK the ball fast is a matchup particular to us. I don't think they have a guy that can pull that.
We didn't sack him for real. Like we pressured him, but he just somehow kept getting. I think with
Goff not gonna get the ball out there.
Right. With Goff, if we pressure him 8-9 times, we gonna get to him.
Yeah, Goff gonna fall his ass down, boy. And see, man, I got a bad memory of Goff, man, running that damn read option at the end of the playoff game and just running for the first down. No, I gotta tell.
Yeah, because your boy. You don't want, I ain't gonna bring him up though. Jeff Heath.
Get Jeff. You leave Jeff Heath out of it.
No, because how you not make that tackle, Jeff?
That's fair. But Sky, we saying that about Jeff Heath, man. You think Jay Ron making that tackle too? Jay Ron coming on. Jay Ron coming on. Jay Ron will never come. He's never coming on this piece of shit ass show. He's never coming out here. You think Jay Ron making that tackle? I think Jared Goff can shake the shit out of Jay Ron taking the open field. I want to see that. Put that on Madden. I want to see that.
Oh, part of me just want to see
I just want to know what it looked like.
No. I'm going super cynical here. Part of me just wants to know what J-Ron's response would be to what the hell you just said.
But did he score? Did he score? God, you know what J-Ron gonna say.
Oh man, J-Ron better not get shook out by no damn Jared Goff. He can't come to the locker room.
Let's go to the phones, dog.
Okay.
I'm sick of it.
Oh damn.
What'd you say now, Chuck?
All right, cool. Here we go.
I completely forgot about phones.
It's all good, Sky. Look, you forgot because we ain't running no phones today. Supers. What'd you say now, Chuck? Shit.
Oh, you mother.
Shit.
You the my. How to turntables.
Oh man, yo, chat, don't nobody do it like us, man. Don't nobody, you know what I mean? Come on, man. What you talking about, man?
Voch like,
got him. Got him.
Man. Got him. One more time for the one time. Sadiqa Charles dropped 50 and says, Voch here to support.
You struggled last time. Why would you
Here to
read it
support.
again if you struggled the first time, bro?
Voch here to support and love everything that you and Sky bring us. But keep it coming, you and Scott. Yo, Scott, sometimes you gotta add your own words to the super chat to make it work. Scott, sometimes you gotta put the comma
Hold
and
on,
put
bro.
3 words. You
Let me
gotta
tell you
help
something.
them out.
Do you
Go
know
ahead.
how many times I've switched up people's super chats because it didn't make no sense? So, but I didn't want to look like, you know, they ain't making no sense here, but I'm gonna make it sense for you.
Nah, but look, now I look like I can't read because you left 2 words out. Hey, oh, look, they said this, bro.
we paraphrasing they super chat shit.
Yeah, look, Patrice dropped a dime and says, "Hey, Peasky, hey, Treesky, hey, Sky, bomb squad." I'm quiet.
My bad. Thought you wanted me to press the button. You was
No, sir. I was moving on. I was reading the super chat. Make sure I had it. I'm quiet, but I'm always here. Keep bringing the heat and the laughs. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Thank you, Tracy Weese.
Thank you, Tree.
Thanks so much for being here. We love you to pieces, you know. Night 405 dropped the deuce and said the star can cause us to overpay average players. I don't pay nobody, but
in what way though?
Yeah,
because we don't spend in free agency.
I don't think the star makes you overpay players. I think sometimes the urgency of team building and you being close, you know what I'm saying? To where Terrence Steele can have a good year and you look at him and be like, man, but we close.
I
Just go ahead.
I think their loyalty, the front office that is,
Yeah,
loyalty to their guys
Their
tends to have them do that, right? Michael Gallup, Terrence Steele's tough one, but they didn't have to do it. Van Der Esch, yeah.
He might be back, yo.
Yeah.
He ain't come back. Appreciate you. Dro Nose dropped the deuce and says, bruh, we took Boss Man Fat over Nick Bolton.
Come on, man. I was jokingly in the draft show that year, Voch, like, hey man, I double dip at linebacker.
Double. Yeah.
But I was like half serious. I was half serious because remember that year it was JOK, Micah, and Bolton, and I loved them all. I said, man, give me any one. And when I saw JOK and Bolton was available in the second round, I said, hey dog, could you imagine? You could have had Micah and Bolton.
And Scott, we always talk about the middle of the linebacker. Like, I don't think going into the season or going into the draft or whatever, I'm gonna make this a talking point to see if I get it, talked about and picked up and echoed and all that. I think we can't look at linebacker as a non-important position value.
Off-ball linebackers, what you're saying.
Especially Mike linebacker. Maybe you can get away with a will linebacker, but if you look at Ravens, 49ers, Jets, and like you just said, right? Chiefs got a good defense.
Chiefs too.
And
the fucking Browns.
And
the
Bills with the All-Pro Italian bull.
Milano, he was just out. He was hurt.
Yep.
Dog, like we can sit up here and act like off-ball linebacker, like you could just find it anywhere. Bro, it makes or break your defense.
Middle.
Middle.
I said this the other day. Find me a 4-3 defense, 4-3 hybrid, even though we're hybrid, whatever you want to call it, that does not have a dude at the second level, like one of them one type defense. We kept saying we want to be one of them ones, right?
Yeah.
You go look at any really great defense, but 4-3 defense. The Niners in the 2000s with Pat Willis and Bowman and them. The Legion of Boom, KJ Wright and Wagner. Yeah. You look at the years that Carolina had with Kuechly and Davis.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be a defense,
Kuechly a dude too, man.
Dude, right? If you're going to be that style of defense, but you better have some dudes at that second level.
Wow. Sky, you want to do me a favor while we get Marcus Harrison in here, sir?
What's up?
Who was the Mike linebacker for that Von Miller Broncos defense?
That's a good question. That was a 3-4 defense.
Yeah. So that's a little different.
Yeah, they played traditional 3-4. That was the last of the Mohegans for real because of what's old boy's name? Coach Camp Cupcake always did that. Wade Phillips.
Wade Phillips. Yeah.
So the emphasis there is usually your outside linebackers. So I'm not really sure, but we can find out.
Fair enough. That's fair. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, Will Steele, and Bobby Wagner. And Roquan Smith that we could have traded for. At the volume, the mind always has the tactical advantage over you. Why? Because it knows your fears. It knows your insecurities.
Brandon Marshall, Danny.
So do your part to conquer it. That being said, fuck DQ and his hybrids. Fuck DQ and his bitch ass hybrid ass linebacker. Hold on, dog.
So it was Brandon Marshall and Danny Trevathan.
They were solid.
Trevathan had a nice little run, but
two of them together is
3-4 is a little bit different because it's really about your outside linebackers, which were DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. I mean, Jesus.
But 4-3 that really checks out.
4-3 is huge to have that. Anyway.
The mind always has the tactical advantage over you. Why? Because it knows your fears, it knows your insecurities. So do your part to conquer it. That being said, fuck DQ and his hybrids. Okay, I'll go. All right. I thought, I thought that the message had something to do with DQ and them. I guess it didn't. Fun show today.
Would not shock me if we didn't have if we had a different defense coordinator. That's all I'll say.
A part of me, Scott, would just like to, I don't know, maybe just find another defensive end. It kind of sucks that Sam hasn't really taken over like that. But I just want Micah to play Micah and pass rush when it's time. And just pass rush when it's time. And you can pass rush Micah from the Micah. You can pass rush
Micah in the middle, man.
You can, do whatever you want to.
I'm still tripping that we have one linebacker on the roster right now.
On
the 53. And if we want to bring up one from the practice squad, we got to cut somebody.
And you know what?
How did we get here?
And we're going to walk our ass right out there, Sky, and Micah Parsons going to be in a 4-point stance, and I'm going to be like, look at this shit here. That's what's going to happen, Sky. That's what's going to happen. Now, if Micah's at Mike linebacker, I'm a scream and call you. And if he did 3 plays in a row, I'm going to jail. But he's gonna be in a 4-point stance, Scott.
If I had to guess, he plays more middle linebacker in this game out of necessity, right? I mean, not that it mattered with Evans. You know what? Let me shut up because I would have thought that last week. And did you see some of the snaps, bro? They had Jaron Kearse at middle linebacker, bro. With Malik Hooker on one side and Clark on the other. Or Donovan Wilson on one side.
Yeah, we ain't never getting that in.
Like, what the?
J-Ron tall and skinny, boy. And
my dude,
Who is it? Robert Jones couldn't wait to get hands on him.
Oh,
Man,
bro.
you ain't thick enough.
First of all, you putting safeties at linebacker spots, right? The instincts of safeties is to do what? The very first at the snap of the ball. Go backwards.
Backwards. Backward. Run away from the goddamn
Put that
football.
motherfucker in the middle.
Your first step is away from the football.
You got these safeties out there fighting for their lives
And if you-
within themselves. Their instincts is saying go back, but their bodies is saying we got to go forward. But DQ like we all good.
And if you JK, all you looking at is Neville and 290 Mozzie just hoping don't nobody
290
miss.
Mozzie's crazy. Like it's seriously insane. And this has been going on all year. Ain't nobody said nothing.
Scott, fuck going on out here? Scott, what's going on out here, man? Scott, why the fuck Mozzie 290? Scott, we talked about it, but we ain't talking about it publicly.
We
Why
didn't
the hell
really
Mozzie
go
290?
hard on it, but and it just came up so casually apparently like yesterday.
Oh yeah, man. How much? Mine's about 295. Huh?
Wait, excuse me.
What?
Scott? How they even bring that up? How we even? So yeah, man. You know, welcome to the break. Y'all seen Mozzie lately? How much you think he weigh? He 290.
Just so cat. Yeah, about 290. You know.
How did him and Viliami end up the same size?
I don't know, bro. That's what 40 pounds.
How we play this run team and we get small? This run team. Boy, I hope Hank is back.
Hey, earlier this morning,
I hope Hank
I
back.
said, "Hey, dog, how you lose 40 pounds in this fast?" Right? It said, Mozzie Smith, Clarence Hill, forward star Telegram. So Mozzie,
Okay, so then now, when does crack? Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
follow up.
That's the only way.
Was
So is Mozzie fat for real? Is he a fat 290 or he out? Because he ain't have a whole bunch of weight to lose. I don't know how Mozzie's 290.
I don't know, man.
See Jordan say got to lose fat to add muscle. Mozzie not fat. He all
He
muscle.
didn't come in fat.
You think Mozzie gained some weight, like some fat weight
For the combine?
I'm talking about like
Or not the I guess the combine, but
training camp, I guess. nah, because he
came in 330 plus, bro. Measured out at 335 at his pro day.
He walked in the door 330 not fat. So look, this was my thesis on it. When my theory on this guy, and we can move on and clock out after this because it's Friday. He was out of shape. Conditioning wise.
That's your thesis. You're not saying he was. You're
I'm not saying he was. I'm just assuming.
I want nobody to take this and be like, hey, yeah.
Because we do have to be careful now because we somebody now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm assuming because he did have a lack of conditioning early, Sky. And maybe with all that running, he lost weight. And maybe he's just going through his rookie wall, I guess.
But dog.
And he gonna get back big in the postseason, but we trying to win games right now. We ain't got time for you to be losing.
We talked about this yesterday on the phone. Last night, really.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to lose, though.
40 pounds a bunch.
Usually when
I lost 40 pounds, I was a whole new person, dog. So just imagine Mozzie losing 40.
Yeah, like you usually lose when you lose that weight you put on in the off season, 10, 15 pounds, right? I mean, we talked about the example of Jake Ferguson. Ferguson got all the way down, y'all, to 235. Came in 250, he was down to 235. Coach McCarthy talked about that. So he changed his diet to keep the weight on. But it's one thing to lose 10, 15. It's another thing to lose 40 in the middle of a season. So all jokes aside, I was thinking, okay, something must be wrong for real, you know? Like I don't want to eat wrong. I'm going through something wrong. All jokes aside, we having fun, but we don't really know what's going on there. But that's a lot of weight to lose.
I don't think anybody's purposely trying to make Mozzie a 3-tech either because this team got 3-techs. We ain't got ones.
Yeah.
Chauncey can play B gap. DeMarcus plays B gap. Neville really supposed to play B gap, but he fat. Also plays B gap. We ain't got A gap guys. Carl Davis is there, but he ain't. Is Carl Davis still here?
Yeah, he was actually in the game.
Send that motherfucker back to Denver or something. Trade him for Russell Wilson or something.
Well, now.
Let's be
Davis.
nice. Let's
Carl
be
Davis.
nice.
He ain't do shit, boy. I was more impressed with I was more impressed with Chuma than goddamn Carl Davis, boy. You know, Chuma pissed me off a little tight. But I don't know, man. We need one text. And what if the idea is Mozzie's just not handling the double teams very well? So they're putting
bet
him
he
in
ain't at 290 pounds.
So maybe they're putting him in position to deal with B-gap guys and shit. But that don't.
That I've never heard nothing. I mean, I shouldn't say I never heard nothing like that, but you usually see that with dudes that may come in, hey, 305. We kind of want you to play like strong side DE or defensive tackle. So we want you to get down to 290.
Gain 15 pounds, lose 15 pounds, not 40.
Hey, dog, you came in at 335. I want to get you down to 290 and put you at a completely different position.
Marcus Harrison seems to think that all this mess is DQ's fault. It's all DQ's fault.
Well, Q run that D line, him and AD. We ain't getting no interview either from Ozzy. I fucked all that up.